Delta Squad. Our mission is to cross the river and take out all of the battle droids on the other side. Seems simple enough, sir. Never had a problem with any clankers, but, why do you have your lightsaber out? It just seems kind of threatening, you know? I mean, we're just chill here, man. We're all friends. Oh, I don't know. I thought it just kind of looked cool. I'm sorry. No, it's cool, man. I get it, you know, but maybe just put it away for now. I mean, we're just having a friendly chat. Look, I'll level with you guys. I've got some confidence issues. It helps me feel confident. Oh, well, okay, I get it, man. You know, Delta Squad's pretty ferocious, but we understand. We understand. That's our new motto, Delta Squad. We understand. All right, sir, let's go beat up some droids. Yo, what's good, my dudes? It's your boy Daily Tactics here, back with some more Men of War Assault Squad 2, the Star Wars Galaxy at War mod ASV expansion, and today we have an immense battle. So, we have Kit Fisto here, who is going to be leading this clone trooper legion through the jungle here, and they are attacking a massive separatist defense at a river. There's this massive trench line here, there's the bridge defenses over here, we've got hill defenses over here, we got troopers on the other side of the bridge. There's just troopers coming out the wazoo for the seppies, and it all leads back to this tiny little bunker area over here, where the final stand will be going down. So essentially, Kit Fisto and his clone troopers have the objective of taking that bunker. But wait, there's more. On the other side of the field over here, Delta Squad has snuck in a massive group of commandos soldiers who are going to be coming through the jungle together and attacking the separatists on the flank. The separatists are completely unprepared to be able to stop these clones from coming on through because they don't know they're coming. So it's going to be a bit of an ambush assault, and the separatists are going to have to scramble to defend against those bad Larrys over there on the right side of the flank. So guys, it should be a really interesting battle. I'm super excited to get it going, and without further ado, let's do it. Alright, boys, let's get right on into it on this bright and sunny jungle day. We're gonna go in slow-mo for the first little bit of this battle, and we're gonna watch our clone troopers moving on out. Here we go. They begin to march on forward, and the fire is extraordinarily quick to start here. Clones responding to incoming droid fire that's hitting them. Nothing too extreme at the moment, and the clones seem to be clapping back pretty well themselves, getting a good amount of fire out. Kit Fisto's marched off to the left over here with a bit of a squad, and they're attacking some droids who are in the trees over here. When the trees start speaking, Roger, Roger. Hate to hear it, boys. Hate to hear it. A few clones on the main road going down pretty early on in the battle. I mean, it is the ASV mod, so deaths are much more frequent and much more lethal, too. They can be seriously brutal. We got a little bit of fire going on in the jungle over there. Hopefully it doesn't turn into the Amazon fire part 2 here, because that would be very bad. It actually seems to be maybe spreading a little bit. Oh, God. Oh, no, the jungle's on fire! Oh, that cannot be good for the clone troopers right now, having the jungle literally catch on fire in the middle of the battle. Yep, already we're seeing clones panicking and running around while their armor is completely lit up on fire. Guys, this is not good. Guys, this is really not good. It doesn't help that a lot of them are very bunched up inside the woods here. You know, the seppies are getting super easy shots on our clone friends here. Not to mention, when they're setting these fires, they're just lighting up a ton of clones all at once. Oh, it is not good. It is not looking too swell for our boys here. What happened to Kit Fisto? Oh, he's over here. He's swinging his sword. He's trying to deflect some blaster bolts up at the front lines. The clones don't even seem to be making too much progress at the moment. The droid's still holding steadfast in the outskirts of the tree line here, but beneath some cover and stuff like that. The clone's actually clapping back and lighting some of the droid cover on fire, so a little bit of petty revenge there, but I suppose it's probably deserved. Clones are managing to split up a little bit more now and go around the flanks, which is good to see. But there is still this massive forest fire emerging in the middle of this battlefield. Burning bodies. Oh my god. It's so bad. It's so bad, lads. Oh no. Oh, speaking of flanks, let's check in on our commando boys over here. Looks like a bunch of them are going down over here on the flank, but they're getting a lot of free shots off, it seems, and not getting responded to by the droids too much. You know, they got kind of free reign over here because the droids were caught so unawares of this assault that was about to happen. Alright, I think we should go into normal speed now. That's enough slow-mo, but I know a lot of people do enjoy it when we do slow-mo for the first little bit of the battle because you get to see so much of the battle at the very, very start, which I think is kind of cool. So we've still got Sev here sniping away from the rocks. We've got a few, you know, standard commandos over there as well. We've got Scorch is right there. There's Fixer. I don't know where the boss man is. Oh, there's the boss man. So all of Delta is still alive. Oh, this commando burns to death right there. Oh, you hate to see it, boys. That is some brutality of war right there. Honestly, if I were the commandos, I would stay up on this hillside where there is rock cover and continue to fire downwards. Though the forest over here does seem to be lighting on fire a bit too. Can you call it a forest? Can you call a jungle a forest? You know, because to me a forest is like more northern and more of like, you know, the woods. But I suppose a jungle is just a ton of trees, so it could be kind of foresty. I suppose you could regard it as a forest. These are the questions, boys. These are what you gotta think about. Either way, this full-on trench line of droids is just pouring fire at the commandos right now, and the commandos are going down. There goes Scorch Boss taking a ton of heat. They do have added shields to their armor and all that good stuff, but it just might not be enough. Boss is burning to death right now, and Boss does end up going down right there. Oh, that trench line is going to be real tough to take, and I think the main clone line needs to help out if they do want to actually be successful in taking that trench line. But these clones are still slogging behind, stuck on their starting positions over here, still fighting droids that are just at the beginning of this bridge. Like, no progress is currently being made by the clone trooper army at the moment. They are getting hard stuck in at this battlefield, and it is looking real abysmal at the moment. The most amount of fire does seem to still be coming from the commandos, who are still sort of lying down on this hillside, trying to utilize the high ground to their best ability, taking Obi-Wan's advice, but it's just not amounting to much because they keep on burning to death. Boys, look at them. They're just all burning to death. It's so bad. Oh, I wonder where Sev's at. I'm trying to look for his body right now, but I'm not seeing him. Let me know if you guys ended up seeing Sev. Well, there's Fixer dead on the ground. Oh, there's Sev. So all of Delta Squad has gone down. Now it's just up to a few generic commandos in there to hold out. There's Fisto's lightsaber right there. So I take it the general is also down. So really, it's a couple of normie commandos and, you know, the baseline of the clone army here to win this battle, and they are not making any progress at the moment. Still fiddling about with this tiny little droid outpost over here. Meanwhile, the trench line is almost fully intact. I don't even know if a single droid has gone down on this thing. Okay, there are some down droids over here, and in fact, they lit this little hut on fire. Everyone must be using incendiary blaster rounds right now. Must be. But it actually makes sense that blasters, you know, set things on fire and stuff like that. Because in all honesty, it's a blaster. It's like extreme light heat emitting from, you know, in a projectile form. And we see in Star Wars that armor gets like scorch marks, which implies extreme heat or even fire. And I feel like we have seen people like get caught slightly on fire from blaster rounds, right? I feel like someone was like wearing like a cloak or something like that, and they had a little bit of fire emit from it or something like that when they got hit. Am I just making that up? Or maybe that's from a fan film or something like that? I can't remember where I saw that, but I feel like it's happened before to like a bounty hunter or something along those lines. But regardless, it makes sense why, you know, a lot of these guys would erupt into fire one shot. You know, weapons also malfunction, which could result in a small explosion, resulting in more fire, or, you know, just general impacts on plants and things like that could set the ground afire as well. So I kind of like that detail in this mod, that the mod creators sort of thought about it, and they went, it would make sense to have, you know, a little fire be set. Oh my god, that was brutal! Whoo, buddy! Wow. Sorry, guys. That was rough. I just think it does make a little bit of sense that they would be set alight by some sort of fire. So I like those little details. I also, honestly, I enjoy the intensity of these battles. You know, the fact that they are so brutal towards the both attackers and defenders. It's kind of adds a fun and unique aspect to Star Wars that we don't often get to see in sort of G-rated Disney films, you know? Not that they're G-rated, but, you know, intended for all audiences. When this kind of stuff makes it just kind of sick and more brutal. I'd love to see an R-rated Star Wars movie. I think that is an untapped market that would be so unbelievably sick. Like, for example, Marvel and, you know, Disney went ahead and made Deadpool, which is an R-rated superhero film, when no one really expected superhero films to ever really have that high of a rating, ever, you know? Like, it was such a nice treat to, like, get to see superheroes in their full brutality and reality of what, you know, this kind of combat would be. So I think having that kind of Star Wars R-rated movie could be really cool if done well, you know? It doesn't necessarily have to be a comedy like Deadpool was. You know, it doesn't have to be a dark comedy, but it could be just this brutal war movie of, like, clone boots on the ground and that sort of a thing. It just could be so epic, you know? That's just my thoughts. That's my opinion right there. Regardless, it seems like the first to make it towards the trenches alive is this medic right here, and he is now actually firing over the river at some droids who are guarding the opposite bank of the river right now. A bunch of clones actually joining him in this little bit of combat. The clones have made it farther than I thought. They actually managed to clear out a lot of the trench line here and are cruising to make a bit of a comeback during this battle. We've also still got commandos hiding behind rocks over here. Not too many commandos, mind you. They are kind of spaced out pretty evenly as well, but at least those guys are causing a little bit of a distraction for the droid army in the trenches. That way these troopers on the opposite side of the trenches can come forward a little bit more, still taking very heavy losses every step of the way. So I'm still not fully sure if the clones are going to be able to catch a win during this entire battle, but I have a feeling they might, you know. I think we could see a victory here. It's just gonna be tough. It's gonna be a tough break for sure. Especially with the main line of the trench over here still alive. Not to mention there's still these hill defenses over here. But I guess those hill defenses would fall rather easily as long as the trench defenses go down, you know, because then you can just hide in the trenches and fire at the hill, and that wouldn't be too much of a threat. Another fire being set by an exploding droid over there. Very cool. I mean, okay, that also makes sense. You know, droids exploding, they're pieces of complex machinery, you know, most likely filled with some sort of oil or flammable substance as well. So it does make sense for them to explode as well. I guess it would make a little bit less sense for the clones themselves to explode. It would make sense for clones to maybe catch fire by, you know, a little piece of fabric in their suit or something like that catching on fire. But for droids to explode, that makes a lot of sense, you know. That's just basic logic. Either way, we got a trench raid right now from the clone troopers. They are digging in and getting through here pretty nicely. We're still seeing a lot of deaths from them, and the trench is on fire now in classic ASV mod fashion, but that's alright. Ooh, that palm tree goes down from a little grenade action. We also have commandos living up to their hardcore nature and continuing on with the battle despite horrific losses, and they are coming in to try and support their standard clone boys here, and they are doing their best to knock them out and go trench raiding alongside them, and it's paying off quite a bit. You know, this sort of dual-pronged attack from both the commandos and standard clones seems to be working out really, really nicely. Although still some commandos dying, but they are clearing these trenches, which is all that matters, I suppose, is just to eliminate the enemy and take the river. The trench is very, very down in the dumps right now. One solid grenade right here from this commando would end this thing. But he doesn't seem to have... Oh, he did it! Oh! Oh my god. That was perfect! It's so rare when an AI completely takes my advice and does exactly what I say they should say, and it works. Oh my god, they just wiped out like 10 troopers from that one little thing, and now they're continuing on with this battle with more clones backing them up from behind. These two commandos tanking all of the damage. I imagine they are at like 1 health right now and probably gonna die pretty soon. Another droid popper going out and taking out even more droids. These are why these guys are commandos, lads. They're just so beefy. That one does go down. His liver flops out of his body as he dies. The second commando taking a lot of fire, but managing to duck out of the way. He definitely had more cover than his friend. And in fact, another commando coming up here as well. Honestly, these could be the last 2 living commandos. Actually, I think they are. I think there is only these 2 commandos left alive, which is kind of crazy. We started with like 20 or 30 commandos, and now we are down to just 2 who are still leading the charge. I mean, that's kind of the nutty thing, is the fact that these commandos, despite having extreme losses, are still the ones at the forefront of the battlefield, you know, making things happen. They will not give up. They will not surrender. Like I said earlier, this little hillside trench defense thing from the droids is beginning to activate and is beginning to fire down at the trench line. I think once the majority of the clone army sort of swoops into the trenches themselves here over this way, which they're starting to do now, that little hillside defense will crumble pretty nicely. But for now, it's still just these 2 commandos over here, still firing away. These guys are absolutely nutty. One light's on fire. That's probably going to be the end of him. He's probably going to go down, but not before doing a suicide charge forward. Oh, he might have been playing to try and get to the river and douse himself in water to put out the fire, but he did end up dying. His friend also catches on fire, and he dies too. That is the end of the Star Wars commandos in this little saga of a battle. It is now all up to remaining clone troopers, of which there are not many. There are not many, but you gotta remember, there aren't many droids either. I mean, basically, there's this massive little hillside defense, which is actually on fire now, which is good to see. The commandos did a little bit of damage before dying out. And then there is sort of this compound over here. So clones don't have too much to worry about. The only problem is actually attacking these things without taking too many losses and being completely defeated right off the bat here. They need to, you know, they need to stop having their heads explode so much. Come on, guys. Let's see some good action here. And in fact, actually, you know, they did lose some heads there. Heads did roll, but they did also manage to burn through that bunker and take it out. So it seems like the hill defense might be, for the most part, down. Oh, there's actually still a lot of droids up there. Oh, wow. Okay, so they did burn the bunker, but most of the droids actually ended up living through the burning. So that's not great. That's not great at all. Very few clone troopers live right now. Seems to be a little bit of firing down at the riverbank over here. A few droids holding these positions. They're getting hit. They're going down. So the clones, you know, they probably are feeling a little bit of fatigue from such a long and intense battle, but their accuracy has not let up one bit, and they are still pouring in through this jungle and hitting their shots, which is nice to see. You know, that's the beauty of cloning, man. You take a super soldier and you make him beefy. Why didn't they clone Jedi? You know, that's my question. I'm sure it's been answered before, and I'm sure you guys could probably answer it for me in the comment section, so I'd love to know, but like, why not clone Jedi? Did midi-chlorians not clone or something, you know? Would the force power be completely lost from the Jedi if they were cloned? I have a feeling that's probably the answer, you know? But I'm still a little bit curious. You know, maybe there's a more elaborate answer as well. Either way, clones still making their way through the jungle here, taking out a few more droids as they go. I think they're trying to take out this hill defense, but they're having a little bit of trouble. You know, pinpointing all the droids. There's this one droid up here hiding in the trees. He does end up going down there nicely in a burst of flames. Okay, more clones moving upwards here. Nice little droid popper. Good strategy right there to take out those 3 droids instead of expending manpower. Trying to do a legitimate assault there. Clones seem to be deciding not to actually attack the rest of the droids up there. And instead moving this way. It could be a strategic decision. Maybe, you know, save the manpower for the final droid defense over here instead of wasting it all on just a few droids on this hillside that at the end of the day aren't the main objective here. You know, maybe they'll double back at the end of the battle if they do manage to get this victory here. And that would be smart, you know. Oh, no. Now they're splitting up a little bit. Some are going forward, some are going back. Nope, now they're all going forward again. I am confusion. There is actually a small little contingency of clones back here that seem to still be hunting these last few droids. There's really only 4 or 5 of them over there, so that's a good sign. The rest of the clones still making it through the jungle here, working their way forward. Okay, we got a little bit of fire. These droids actually getting scrapped pretty fast. The clones are doing a pretty gnarly job of wiping these guys out. I'm actually surprised. I didn't think they had it in them after such fatigue from the battle and such few troopers now. However, we are seeing some immense clone losses as well. I guess that's just the speed at which ASV mod battles sort of happen. It's very rapid, very fast. The forest is on fire over here too, which is not great. Okay, yeah. Clone numbers depleting pretty rapidly right now. Pretty rapidly. Oh, it's not looking good, fellas. It ain't looking too fire. It ain't looking too fuego. Alright. This could be the end of the clone assault here. I'm honestly kind of pleased that they made it this far. Oh, and I think the rest of our clones over here also ended up dying trying to attack these last few droids, so even those guys ended up going down. The big sad, boys. The big sad. There's like a squad of clones left alive. Let's group them all up together right here. Alright, fellas. Actually, double back to here. We're gonna get everyone forward here. The last few remaining scraps of the clone army. We're gonna do a final assault on the droid compound here and see if they can manage to take it. We just gotta wait a moment for the rest of these boys to get over here. Here we go, crossing the river now. A couple more coming through the trenches there. Beautiful. So we have 8 soldiers. 8 soldiers left. And they're gonna be doing this little assaulty poo. Alright, get on over there. Begin the assault. The assault begins now. Running through the jungle. I was kind of hoping for a clone victory here. I think it would be cool to see the clones make such a staunch comeback and then get a victory at the very end of it, but I'm afraid it might not be happening now. You know? Might just not be in the cards. What are you doing, soldier? Go this way. No, soldiers. Go this way. This way. They're not following orders. In fact, they're all going this way. Here we go. There we go. They're going forward now. Take a sip of some bean juice. Be a hyper homie, boys. Well, if you enjoy bean juice. If you don't enjoy bean juice, then be a hydro homie. Drink some water. Bean review for today. A pretty decent cup of bean juice. I think I might have, you know, left the roast in for a little too long. Making a very strong cup of bean juice, which can still be pretty good, but I think I would rather it be a little bit less strong. But it's still a solid cup of bean juice. I'd give it like a 7.5 out of 10. Bean review. Beautiful. Okay, we got like 5 clones left. Let's yeet them. Yeetus. Yeetus, deletus, clonitus. Alright, they're yeeting forward. They're running, but they get knocked down. And that's the end. The droid fortress still remains. These guys pretty much took no losses in the fortress themselves. These like 20 droids who were defending it, and then we've got like another 5 droids over here defending this hillside. But the rest of the droid army is completely dead. The clones did manage to kill the rest of them. If we look at losses right now, which is probably pretty inaccurate considering the fact that most of the bodies got blown up in a pit of fire. But red are dead clones, yellow are dead droids, and I mean there are a lot of dead droids all over the battlefield. Quite a number, probably the same number of dead droids as dead clones. Maybe a little less, but still an absolute metric ton. Not to mention the clones took out this entire trench line, which is very, very impressive. They just couldn't make the end battle happen. They didn't complete the end game, which is tough. But you know, overall, I think it was a pretty successful assault by the clones, and the follow-up battle. You know, the attack coming in probably right after this, the second wave of attack would probably manage to take it just because of the good work that the first wave of attack did. If there isn't a second wave of attack, then rip the Republic. Either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to comment, rate, and subscribe if you did enjoy it. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.